Alright guys, it's James over here at revohtpc.com, and as you can see, my little Revo's out. This is the 1600, of course. And I've been messing around with Linux finally. I did a custom HTPC build. Now I have the freedom to go ahead and play around with the 1600 as much as I want. So everyone's been asking me to do Linux, so here it is finally. So I'm going to go ahead and boot this up, and the first thing you're going to see, of course, is the Acer screen, and we'll see how long it takes to boot in, so that's why I want to start it off. So you can see you have the GNU grub picker, so I just installed this side by side, Windows 7, so I'm just going to go ahead and boot into the latest. This is the latest in Ubuntu 10.10. I also have the guide up. I really didn't do too much besides just install Ubuntu. It takes literally maybe 10-15 minutes to install it. You want to make sure you enable the NVIDIA accelerated graphics. Hulu Desktop's easy to install. Boxee's really easy to install. XBMC is a little bit more difficult to install, but the guide's pretty easy and it just happens to work. So here we go, under maybe 30, 40, 50 seconds, I don't know. I'm booted into Linux. And what do you know, it looks like Linux. Yay! I don't really use Linux all that much besides if I have to do like a recovery of files or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take you guys through a few apps really, really fast and see if I can make this under 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and first boot into XBMC. Of course, this is just a wired. I have gigabit internet here. Now I am doing this on my monitor, and this is not, there's no sound because it's just no HDMI out. I just didn't feel like plugging it into my television, but you'd imagine that it would be the same if you plugged it elsewhere. So here's your XBMC interface. Boom, XBMC. And as you can see, the UI is relatively snappy. Of course, I'm just using a keyboard here. I didn't actually test out an actual remote, so I don't really know if that would work. The only thing I really put on here is I put music. This is going to be streaming off my home server. So if I go into something like Angels and Airwaves, start playing, I think it just starts playing. Takes a little bit, but now we're streaming, and you can see music in the background's playing, so that's kind of cool. It's got the box art there since it's embedded. It's relatively nice. I almost feel as though I need a keyboard for using this stuff, especially XBMC, maybe not Boxee, but let's put it to test here. All I did was I put I have a few different movie sources. I have I did a video add-in, so I tried out Revision 3 plugin. It's relatively alright. It's kind of slow and whatever. Let's go ahead and just check out App Judgment. That'll be quick. Let me check out the latest one. So, not actually sure 100% what this is running with, but I do know that Netflix is not supported. I tried Netflix and that did not work. So you can see now, since I selected something, it's definitely just working and buffering up in the UI here. Maybe there we go. So Revision 3, this is relatively high quality video, streaming just fine. I don't know what the actual quality is, but looks good. App Judgment, no glitches or anything like that. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and try some 1080 or some 720p videos that I have, and this will be streaming off my home server again, like I said. And I just installed the default theme, so there's really nothing too crazy here. So let's go ahead and try out Despicable Me. That should just be an M2TS file. So it's about a 4 gig file. And boom, here we go. And I'm actually relatively impressed. It starts right up. This is streaming, of course, across the network. I see a little tearing in the video. It's not too bad. It's probably livable. You sort of really want to get into the video and see how it is. But overall, it looks like it's relatively good quality. I'm not going to go too much further because I don't want the video to play all that much. So, but yeah, relatively impressive. It's playing back the 1080p video just fine. So even with the overlay and everything like that on. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this, and we'll check out Boxee really quick. Of course, XBMC is nice and Boxee themselves, because they're all in one, just like Media Center. You can shut down your PC and everything like that from them. So Ubuntu 10.10, it does come pre-installed with Flash 10.2 on there. So I'm already logged in and good to go here. Same thing here. I actually went ahead and put my music on here. Of course, now this is going to grab a lot of box art and artist names and things like that. So this was streaming just fine. So you can see the UI is relatively quick. It's loading up here, the different artists. You can go out, go into movies, and these are the same movies here. If we go into something like, I don't know, Machete. So now it's just going to be, these are all my local movies. Just going to go ahead and start playing. Again, it looks like it's a little choppy up front here. I didn't really have too many issues. I didn't really test this yet, so still catching up. This one looks a little bit choppier. I don't know if XBMC maybe has some different acceleration going on, but yeah, it's a little bit choppy. Let me see if I can find something else. This is a straight DVD. This is Get Low, which I just reviewed over on the movie podcast. So probably regular DVDs are going to be just fine. Let me see if I can skip ahead here. Then let me skip ahead. Okay. But overall, this one's playing back just fine. This is just straight DVD. This is about 700 meg file. Let me try one more higher res. See, this is Tron. The original Tron. This is a 720p rip. So it's definitely looking like Boxee is having some issues with the higher 720p videos where XBMC was just fine. But depending on your video collection, it might not matter if you have just regular DVD rips. But it's definitely looking like it's having some issues here. So a lot of cool other things with Boxee. Obviously, you have different plugins and Revision 3, Onion, Pandora. Those all seem to work just great. I did try to play some stuff, like let's say like How I Met Your Mother. And just like I've just never been able to get any of that to work on the Revo at all before, so streaming content back through that never really had any great success. And again here, I still don't think I have very much success at all with it. It seems to go ahead and try to buffer, and it looks like it's trying to play just fine, but what ends up happening is, if this loads, you'll see the video just kind of gets stuck in the corner up here. And that's about it. So I also did try YouTube. I don't know if I'll have enough time to go to that. Standard definition 480p content played just fine. Anything above that though, 720p or 1080p, did not play at all. It was extremely choppy. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. One last thing, if I can get this in here, is going to be Hulu Desktop. I have like a minute left, hopefully, if I can pull this up. So Hulu Desktop's nice. It worked relatively good on the regular Revo. So I'm just going to see if I can get into something really quick. The UI is, it's the same. It's not 100% like super smooth or anything like that. It's kind of buggy, but it does look like overall that most of the content plays relatively alright. I have it set to medium quality. It does seem to be relatively choppy. I don't know. I wasn't really too impressed overall with it. So you can see it's kind of choppy, not horrible, but not watchable. It does seem like XBMC is the best. But again, this is James over here at revohtpc.com. Thanks for tuning in.